On Apple Valley News Now at 5, a new proposal would streamline the process for authorities to obtain dental records. And we could see some changes to conditions in our region. Stacey Lee has all the latest developments coming up in your First Alert forecast. Plus, lots of eyes checking out our region. We'll take a closer look at the latest tourism numbers.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 5 on your side.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Alyssa Warner. When someone goes missing and a body is found, authorities can compare dental records to see if there is a match. But Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell reports getting a hold of those records can be a challenge.
In order to get access to those dental records, authorities first have to figure out where they are, what dentist office they're located at, and a lot of times that includes contacting family for permission. But now, state lawmakers are working on a way to make that process a little bit quicker. Representative Gina Mossbrucker has pre-filed a bill that would make it easier for Washington State Patrol to quickly gain access to a person's dental records. The fix would be a form dentists could ask their clients to fill out when they come in for cleaning or dental work. That would give the dentist's office permission to release their dental records to authorities in the event that they were to go missing. That way, if a body is found, they can quickly use those dental records to confirm or rule out that it's that missing person.
We get the part that we need to identify your body potentially, and we say, yes, it's her, or no, it's not. It takes out a step for closure for the family, and it eliminates the fact that, no, that's not you, and keep looking immediately. Put more posters up, do everything you can to find you.
Coming up at 6, we'll hear more about that bill and from Yakima County Coroner Jim Curtis about how it could help local investigations. Reporting from the Yakima Newsroom, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Thanks, Emily. We are less than a week from the start of the Washington state legislative session, and one of the proposals up for consideration this year would fine-tune Washington's drug laws.
House Bill 2002 makes it a gross misdemeanor to smoke fentanyl around somebody else, but if it's around kids, it makes it a felony. It's really about giving them the option of, hey, there's the carrot and stick approach where we need to hold you accountable for your actions around kids. And if you don't want to go to jail, here's some treatment options.
Now, concerns about people smoking fentanyl and meth are impacting public transit in parts of Washington. We're going to talk about some of the research already being done coming up on Apple Valley News Now at 6. Well, for right now, let's take a look outside at our cool evening across the Mid-Columbia. We've been seeing some rain move towards our area from the west. Stacey Lee is tracking your First Alert forecast.
And happy new year to you. New year and new weather pattern. We've got some scattered showers in the area tonight, even some mixed precip in the upper elevations. Look for more scattered showers for the first part of tomorrow. We're picking up another 1 to 2 inches of mountain snow overnight through tomorrow. And then get ready. We have some heavy weekend mountain snow on the way. Let's take a look at our temperatures overnight tonight. Most of us staying right at the freezing level or just above it through the area. Temperatures in the 30s again. A little bit chilly here along foothills of the Blues, and then we'll see the warmer temps here in the Columbia Basin and through the Yakima and Kittitas valleys. All right, here's our day tomorrow. Look for those showers. They should start to dry up for Yakima and Tri-Cities by midday. Otherwise overcast and cloudy the rest of the day. Those showers will hang around Walla Walla a little bit later on, and again we'll see those temperatures staying above the average for the next couple of days. Back to you.
Thanks, Stacey. Back in November, the city of Pasco adopted resolutions to raise the cost of water rights in the city, hoping to provide enough water for future developments. The increased water rights acquisition fee changed the cost from around $1,700 to more than $4,100 per acre foot. City of Pasco Public Works Director Steve Worley says the city is now asking developers to transfer the amount of water rights necessary for the development. And while the city wants the remaining water rights, the developers aren't required to sell.
There's water available in surface water bodies and in the ground. And all of those waters technically are owned and managed by the state of Washington or by the federal government.
Now, if you live in the city of Pasco, the city says this does not mean that your residential water bill is going up. There are, however, several changes coming to businesses and developers hoping to set up shop in Pasco. We're going to go further into what water rights are and how this will affect Pasco's development coming up tomorrow morning on Good Morning Northwest. That starts at 5 a.m. We have new details tonight after a vehicle in upstate New York drove into a crowd leaving a New Year's concert. Authorities say they believe one driver acted intentionally. Now investigators want to determine his potential motive. ABC's Rena Roy is tracking the latest.
New surveillance images released of 35-year-old Michael Avery, who police say appears to have purposely driven into a crowd outside a popular concert venue in Rochester, New York.
Avery sped up, crossed into the oncoming lane of traffic, and appears to have intentionally been driving towards the pedestrian crossing.
The Ford Expedition crashes into a smaller SUV. You can see the Ford engulfed in flames and a person on fire emerging from the collision. Avery was killed along with 2 others, 9 people injured as 1,000 attendees were leaving a New Year's concert. Investigators say Avery rented that SUV a few days before and purchased gasoline and gas containers, which were found inside the car.
Avery made at least a half-dozen purchases of gasoline and gas containers from different locations.
Police say Avery from Syracuse, New York, had checked into a nearby hotel. Detectives searching his room and personal car.
Investigators are still combing through evidence recovered from his vehicle, but nothing thus far has been recovered that provides any additional insight into why this occurred.
After speaking with his family, officials say it appears Avery had been suffering from undiagnosed mental health issues.
That was ABC's Rena Roy reporting. Now, at this time, officials have not been able to identify if anyone else was involved or if this was part of a larger plot. There's also no evidence that this was politically or socially motivated. Now, police have arrested a man who officers say broke into the Colorado State Supreme Court building. Denver police say the man fired a gun to break a window, then held the security guard at gunpoint to get inside. Police say the man fired multiple shots from the building's 7th floor. Now, according to the Colorado State Patrol, the intruder called 911 and voluntarily surrendered. Officers also found a fire in one of the building's stairwells, and police have not released a motive. They say they do not think it's linked to the Colorado Supreme Court ruling that declared former President Trump ineligible for that state's primary ballot. Making headlines around the world this evening, recovery is underway from a powerful earthquake in Japan. The strongest quake measured magnitude 7.6, but there has been lots of seismic activity in the following hours. That earthquake killed at least 55 people, collapsing buildings and leaving a lot of damage behind. Hundreds of survivors had to spend the night outside in freezing conditions, and thousands of people now lack electricity. Rescue teams have been struggling to reach isolated areas impacted by the quake, and Japan's prime minister says an aerial survey shows roads cut off with landslides and fires. He's ordered all aid to be delivered by air or by sea. Now, a Coast Guard plane loaded with supplies for quake survivors crashed into a Japan Airlines plane at the airport. 5 of the 6 people on board that Coast Guard plane were killed. Everyone on board the passenger plane is expected to be okay. There's no word yet on what caused the crash. Looking locally now, the Greater Yakima Chamber of Commerce has a new CEO and president, and she has big goals for the organization's future. Christy Foster has decades of experience in the banking industry. She's served on the Chamber's board, the Downtown Association of Yakima board, and as the director of the Leadership Yakima program. She says she wants the Chamber to do more events, work towards the creation of a port district, and be more involved in community discussions like the downtown parking issues. But her big push, she says, will be for more collaboration with other nonprofits.
With those collaborations and knowing who our audience is and what the needs of our business community are, I think that is how we are going to learn what they need and from there know how to tackle that.
So Foster will officially take on her new role on Monday and says she is planning to hit the ground running on those changes. The president of Harvard University will resign. Her resignation comes after accusations of plagiarism within her work and scrutiny from her congressional testimony regarding the handling of anti-Semitism on campus. Dr. Claudine Gay released a statement which reads, quote, "It has become clear that it is in the best interests of Harvard for me to resign so that our community can navigate this moment of extraordinary challenge with a focus on the institution rather than any individual," end quote. Dr. Gay was the first person of color and the first black woman to serve as Harvard's president. Her tenure was also the shortest at just 6 months. Provost Alan Garber will serve as interim president until Harvard finds a successor. Students will now find revamped applications for federal student aid, also known as FAFSA. The forms, which determine federal aid eligibility for the 2024-2025 school year, have dramatically reduced the number of questions that students have to fill out. This revamp comes in response to complaints that the previous process was arduous and too complicated. A new tool connected with the IRS allows students to draw data right from their parents' latest tax filing, with their parents' permission, of course. Students can also skip questions that are not relevant to them. The changes also eliminate the so-called sibling discount, where students who had a sibling in college were eligible for more aid. Colleges will start to get applicant data later this month, which creates a tight timeline for institutions that typically send award letters in March.
They will be scrambling to get those turned around so that students and families have adequate amount of time so that they can consider all of their options and make their enrollment decision.
Now, the way aid is calculated has also changed. It's expected to boost the number of low-income students who are eligible for federal Pell Grants, which they don't have to repay. Seniors on Social Security can expect to receive larger federal checks. Last fall, the Social Security Administration announced recipients will receive a 3.2% cost of living increase. That averages out to just over $50 per month. This is the third consecutive year for a payment increase due to inflation. The current increase, however, is much smaller compared with the past 2 years. And the dream of starting the new year as a multi-millionaire has become a reality for somebody who bought a lottery ticket in Michigan. One single ticket purchased at a store in Grand Blanc had all of the winning Powerball numbers. The jackpot had swelled to $842 million. It is the 5th largest Powerball jackpot and the 10th largest U.S. lottery jackpot ever won. Cash value is an estimated $425 million. Well, medical milestones tonight. What doctors say has happened to a juvenile cardiac patient and what it could mean for his future. That's coming up. Plus, new numbers about tourism in the Tri-Cities. We'll take a closer look next, and we are tracking changes in conditions all across eastern Washington. Stacey Lee has your first alert forecast next on Apple Valley News Now at 5.
No insurance? No problem. At West Richland Family Dental and Prime Dental Pasco, our membership plan starts at just $79 and costs only $35 a month. That's 2 cleanings, x-rays, and much more for just $35 a month. Learn more at WRFDC.com or PDPNW.com. Find us at one of our 2 locations, West Richland Family Dental and Prime Dental Pasco. Stunning smiles for the whole family.
Danny was rear-ended by a semi-truck. Serious injuries.
The back end was in the back seat. There was nothing left of the rear.
Danny was in pain, and the insurance company was giving him the runaround.
Mariano's reputation and experience gave him an advantage over the insurance company that I didn't have. I felt very comforted. I felt like I was going to be taken care of, that I didn't have to worry about it.
The insurance company couldn't run around me, and Daniel got paid a lot.
He lives up to his reputation, which is somebody who gets results.
Call 853-2222.
We can't help what you do before you go to bed, but we can make sure the sleep is solid once you finally get there. And during the extended New Year's super sale at Denver Mattress, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Or purchase a Tempur-Pedic and get a $300 gift. Check out the Summit for only $299.99, plus 6 years no interest financing and free shipping. Here's to 365 nights of better sleep. Happy New Year from Denver Mattress.
What's better than super fresh fruits and vegetables? Yep, you've got it. Super fresh fruits and vegetables on sale.
Swing into Super One Foods this Thursday and save big during our 12-hour produce sale. Dole bananas just 38 cents a pound. Cosmic Crisp apples just 68 cents a pound. And whole juicy mandarin oranges, $2.98 for a 3-pound bag.
Super One Foods 12-hour produce sale this Thursday only. Hey, it's better than fresh.
ET and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back. Former President Trump has lost his bid to delay a civil defamation trial, which is set to begin January 16th. Trump had asked the appeals court to delay a case brought by E. Jean Carroll after an earlier claim of presidential immunity failed. Now, the former president says he needs more time to consider his options, but last week an appeals court denied that motion without any explanation. Carroll sued Trump for alleged defamation when he denied a sexual assault allegation from the 1990s. A jury awarded Carroll $5 million in a separate defamation lawsuit after the jury found Trump liable for battery and defamation. And 46% of Americans questioned say Trump's actions related to January 6th should disqualify him from the presidency. 17% say his actions cast doubt on whether he is fit for the Oval Office, and 33% say his role on what happened on January 6th is irrelevant to being president again. That survey conducted by the Washington Post and the University of Maryland. It was taken December 14th through the 18th. That happened before the Colorado Supreme Court decision, which found that Trump is not eligible for that state's primary ballot under the 14th Amendment's insurrectionist ban. The survey comes from a random national sample of more than 1,000 adults. Looking locally tonight, Visit Tri-Cities has released its visitor numbers from 2023, and in most areas, the region saw improvement over the year prior. There were a total of 3.3 million trips to Tri-Cities, which is up 2.3% over 2022. Unique visitors increased by 17% for a total of 2.7 million. Visit Tri-Cities says airport traffic also increased by about 10%. Where the numbers were down was in how many days that visitors stayed in the area.
We're trying to analyze that and figure out what that means. Are they just, are we got more people passing through? Or is it just, again, when you look at these percentages, they're very slight. It's like, it drops not a full day's worth, but a percentage of a day, but we're down just a little bit in visitor days and the length of stay.
Now, Visit Tri-Cities says most of the visitors were from the Pacific Northwest. And coming up on Apple Valley News Now at 6, we'll tell you about some of the major events expected to bring more people to the region in 2024. We'll take a look at this. A solar flare punctuated an end to 2023. These pictures were captured by NASA's Solar Dynamics Observatory. The flare erupted on Sunday afternoon, and a close-up of the picture of the sun shows a mix of yellow, orange, brown, and black colors. The solar flare appears on the left side of the photo as a bright white flash you see there. Solar flares are powerful bursts of energy. The flares and solar eruptions, once they make it to Earth, can impact radio communications, electric power grids, navigation signals, and they can even pose a threat to astronauts and spacecraft.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
Well, let's take a look at that active weather pattern. We had a ridge of high pressure that moved on out of the area earlier today. That was holding down those clouds, the low clouds and fog we've been seeing. We have an upper level flow, and we've got a ridge coming in, or excuse me, I should say trough of low pressure, bringing that moisture to the west side and to the Cascade Mountains. We see that all the way down into Oregon. Some scattered showers here and even some light snow in the blues overnight tonight. Now, the weather pattern continues to be active overnight. For the first part of the day, we'll be unsettled in the Columbia Basin, Tri-Cities. That'll move out in the afternoon. We'll continue to see snowfall down the Cascade Crest along the Oregon Cascade Mountains, I should say. And we'll see more of that snow transitioning to the east. And then we have another round gearing up to hit the Cascades once again. So several systems in a row. Not bringing a lot of snow just yet, but we're looking towards the weekend for some heavy snowfall. Here's those scattered showers we're seeing on Futurecast. There's that snow across I-90, Ellensburg, just outside those upper elevations. Again, an inch or two could be picked up. We could even see a little mixed precip overnight in the Yakima area because it is rather chilly there, but just staying above the freezing level. Here's those showers as you get started on your Wednesday. Most of that moving on up to the north, and then we remain unsettled with another round of snow showers hitting the Cascades, wet on the west side. We should stay pretty dry on Wednesday, but there's a chance of a stray shower as we get into our Thursday morning. However, get ready for more wet weather through the region. You're going to want to definitely keep an eye on those mountain passes if you're traveling. And again, freezing rain or icy conditions, you want to take it real easy outside. Temperatures overnight tonight again in the 30s. Most of us staying just above the freezing level. A little bit chilly there in Cle Elum at 31. Tri-Cities, Columbia Basin in the mid-30s as well. Let's take a look at the foothills of the Blues. Those temperatures sitting right around that freezing mark. For tomorrow, look for those showers. Otherwise, cloudy skies through the region above the freezing level, above average, at least for the next couple of days. Then we're going to start to see a cool down. Here's a quick look at that 7-day planning forecast. We've had that fog. Look for those showers tomorrow. We have a little break on Thursday, and then the rain gets pretty active through the area, and maybe even a little mixed precipitation as we get cooler temperatures beginning the early part of next week. Here's what it looks like in the Tri-Cities for the next 7 days. A rainy day, those showers drying up by midday on Wednesday. Thursday, a little break between systems, and then it gets active again moving into the weekend. So this coming weekend, look for heavy mountain snow, anywhere from 6 to 12 inches, we're thinking, for the Cascades, and we should see some snow falling for the Blues. Good news for all you winter sports enthusiasts. We finally get to see that snow that we've been waiting on, and otherwise get ready for some wet weather in the lower elevations and maybe some slick roads next Monday with some mixed precip possible. So takeaway tonight is keep that umbrella out and get ready for rain on and off, and that'll be the first part of your day tomorrow as well. Back to you.
Thanks, Stacy. Tonight, an incredible development that will impact children who go through partial heart transplants. What experts say has happened to one such patient, impacting his future. That's next on Apple Valley News Now at 5.
Operation Best Friend on Good Morning Northwest, sponsored by Windermere Group 1.
With so much at stake, so much on the line, more Americans turn here than any other newscast. ABC News World News Tonight with David Muir, America's #1 most watched newscast across all of television.
Collective Soul, the 30th anniversary celebration, live in concert. January 18th, Legends Casino Hotel, Toppenish. An evening with Collective Soul. Buy tickets now at Ticketmaster and the Legends Casino gift shop. Come celebrate 30 years with Collective Soul. January 18th at Legends Casino Hotel, Toppenish.
That's right! From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
Atomic Health pays me to do the in-home, I guess, nursing or the things I do to help out, so we don't need a nurse. Meds, cooking, cleaning, getting them to doctor's appointments, picking up prescriptions, whatever else needs to be done. So at least once a month or whenever I need her, Sarah, or whatever nurse is available, comes to our house. If I have a worry that I'm not sure if he needs to go to the doctor, she comes and advises me and does an assessment and tells me if there's anything I need to do different, or I don't know that I could do this without him.
So we'll definitely evaluate their past employment. As a registered nurse myself, I'll look through their medical records and I'll look to see maybe what medical conditions they have, and we'll be very upfront with them, honest about whether they do have a claim that could warrant benefits or not.
Okay, thanks for visiting. Bye, Alice.
I'm stuck.
Not funny anymore.
Yes, it is. Wait, guys, the Mesozoic times are boring and have 0 rad attractions. Triple play is fun. I want to stay here.
Of course you can stay. Oh, fantastic. We won't regret this.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, like bowling, Raptor Reef Indoor Water Park, and a brand new zip line ride, all attached to a cozy hotel.
She's on the logo already. Marketers are the worst.
Alien tape is strong enough to hold this fishbowl on a moving car. Just peel and stick and make anything stay in place quick. A wooden shelf, a basket to glass, rugs to the floor, and so much more. Alien tape sticks to brick, pavers, marble, tile, plastic, even leather. Nothing works better. Alien tape secures in seconds, then twist, pull, and rinse to reuse. You're dying to try it. Here's your chance to buy it.
Call 1-800-284-4157 or go to tryalientape.com. That's 1-800-284-4157.
In health news this evening, the CDC is warning of a rising number of respiratory illness cases. More than 29,000 people became hospitalized with COVID the week before Christmas. 15,000 others were admitted for the flu and thousands more with RSV. Wastewater analysis shows more COVID-19 in the environment than we saw at this time last year. RSV has slowed in some regions of our nation, but there are still elevated hospitalization rates. One reason for these increase in respiratory illnesses, a slower uptake in vaccinations this season. A medical milestone could mark a game changer for children with cardiac issues. A study published today in the journal JAMA found that tissue used in a partial heart transplant in a 2022 surgery has grown. Owen Monroe received the procedure when he was just 18 days old. Now 20 months old, doctors say Owen's heart has grown and new blood vessels and valves have developed. Researchers say that could prevent him from needing additional surgeries in the future. A dozen other children have since received partial heart transplants. We are seeing some mild winter weather in eastern Washington, but changes are on the way. Stacey Lee is tracking your forest alert forecast next on Apple Valley News Now.
The best way to end your day.
That is good TV.
Friends, tonight at 11:05.
Injured by a big truck? My winning experience in trucking cases makes me a good choice to help you. I've been there and done that many times. Call me, Attorney Mariano Morales, the Heavy Hitter.
The Heavy Hitter is one for you. Call 853-2222.
The secret of every great chef is their knives and how well they sharpen them. Imagine a knife taking this much abuse and didn't need sharpening. Imagine no more. Introducing the incredible NutriBlade knives from Granite Stone. Coated with Granite Stone non-stick and made of stainless steel. One of the hardest substances on earth for ultimate cutting-edge durability. Now everyone can chop, slice, and dice just like a pro.
Very comfortable, very sharp. I thought you had to be a professional chef to cut like this.
Yeah. Woo! This is really an incredible knife.
The Easy Grip rubberized handles deliver incredible control and accuracy. To chop salads in seconds, cut frozen solid meat with ease, and get razor-thin slices every time. The non-stick surface means food slides right off, and they're dishwasher safe. Plus, they'll stay razor sharp, guaranteed. Why pay hundreds? Today, you'll get this complete set of 6 NutriBlades for only $29.95. You'll get the powerful Santoku knife to chop large fruit and dice onions. The slicer for razor-thin veggies and deli meat. The serrated bread knife for slicing fresh, warm bread with ease. The ultralight chef knife with reduced surface area for less friction. This versatile utility blade is great in the kitchen and around your home. And the precision paring knife for peeling and garnishing. $29.95 is an amazing value, but order right now and we'll even ship them to you for free. So get your own NutriBlade knives from Granite Stone, the last knives you'll ever buy.
To order, call 1-800-524-6914 or go online to buynutriblade.com. That's 1-800-524-6914 or go to buynutriblade.com. Order now.
Come along as we travel to Priest Lake, Idaho, and meet some folks having fun with sled dogs.
Let's go, let's go.
It's a one-of-a-kind Fly the Northwest adventure you'll never forget.
We also do some racing.
Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 tonight.
Next ET, new year, new TV comeback.
Life can be as goofy as any sitcom.
From John Cryer's new comedy, It Made Me Cool, to Rob Lowe's new game show. Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Injured by a big truck? My winning experience in trucking cases makes me a good choice to help you. I've been there and done that many times. Call me, Attorney Mariano Morales, the Heavy Hitter.
The Heavy Hitter is one for you. Call 853-2222.
Welcome back. I'm keeping an eye on the radar, seeing the storm kind of move into our area. Stacey Lee has a final look at what to expect this week.
And one final look at your weather. It's going to be wet the next couple of days. Check that out. We could even see some mixed precip headed our way next Monday. Overnight lows on the chilly side and even getting colder as well. Winter just barely getting started. Look for some heavy duty mountain snow as we head into the weekend. Here's what it looks like in the Tri-Cities area. It's going to stay in the 40s through Saturday, and then we'll start to gradually decline temperature-wise into the 30s, with those overnight lows dropping into the 20s, where we could see some mixed precip between Sunday and Monday. Here's what it looks like in Walla Walla. The next 7 days going to be wet there as well. That fog hopefully staying out of the area going forward, but it's going to get kind of stormy and wet for the next several days, beginning Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And you'll definitely want to check the past reports. So get those, get the rain gear out, those umbrellas ready, and get ready for some wet weather on the way. Back.
Thanks, Stacey. World News Tonight with David Muir is next. Apple Valley News Now is back tonight at 6, and you can find the latest anytime on our website, applevalleynewsnow.com.